From plane crash scenes to blast scenes, these two have something in common, and that's the large crowd they attract. Over time, it has become common knowledge that Nigerian law enforcement agents lack the skills to manage crowds that troops to such scenes. They are often overwhelmed by large crowds. But in other crimes, such areas are cordoned off to avoid tampering with evidence that may help in investigations. But of course, this is dependent on who gets to the scene first and his ability to be in control. Private security practitioners in Nigeria says the trend has become an embarrassment to other security practitioners.
This is the response time. For example, there's an incident that requires the intervention of emergency agencies, and it takes them like 1 hour to get to the scene. I mean, it will be difficult to talk about managing crime scene when the crowd takes over.
In preserving forensic evidence, Lucard's law, known as the law of mutual exchange, states that it is not possible to come in contact with an environment without changing it, and that since most of the scenes are usually outdoor, it is important to preserve evidence such as the victim's clothing and personal effects. Indeed, if you must bag these items, the preferred method is to bag each item in separate paper bags to avoid cross-contamination.
The constituent elements that we use to produce the bomb in question, and this could have been, found in the soil in the immediate vicinity of the explosion, but with the multitude of persons that began to flood the scene, that evidence could have been destroyed, because the kind of chemical that was used to produce the bomb will tell forensic investigators where that chemical is coming from, which persons, groups, or organizations are in the habit of or are used to using this chemical, the source, like I said, of the chemical.
However, this was totally absent at Nyanya crime scene and other scenes, as bodies of victims were seen lumped together in the most unprofessional manner, effectively destroying evidence.
There are casualties. Those casualties are left at the crime scene. You don't move dead bodies immediately. It's not the ambulance that works first in any serious crime scene investigation. The place is cordoned off. The crime scene investigator comes there for forensic analysis. Now, the position of the dead determines the impact. The so-called cordoning off that security agencies will come and do subsequently is just to fulfill all righteousness. As for their true investigation report, forensic analysis is next to zero.
It has therefore become imperative to educate the Nigerian public on how to behave at a crime scene. This can be achieved through constant awareness programs and reduction of response time on the part of the law enforcement agents.
The first thing is the people themselves must understand that there are tendencies for twin bombings. What that simply means is when a bomb explodes in a particular location, not too far from that very vicinity, the tendency of another bomb exploding is also there.
The key to preserving a crime scene is limiting the number of people who come in and out of it. Though everyone, including the press, wants access, the question is, do the people at the scene really need to be there? Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.